Hi, this is Gail. Today I'm going to be doing a demo and review of the Pueen Special Edition Encore Plate 2A and 2B. Now this set comes in a set of 8 plates, 4 double-sided, and comes in a little booklet. And I've done an overview video and I've already done a review of plate 1A and B. This one's going to be 2A and B. Now I'm going to do it in a little different way than I did the previous one. I'm going to make this a little bit shorter, and instead of stamping on my nails, I'm just going to be going ahead and using the stamper and then showing you the image. Alright, I have my scraper, I have my stamper. For polish today, I'm going to be using Sally Hansen Insta-Dry in Plummet. If for some reason we have problems, I will go ahead and switch over to a Conad. I've got my wiper of the plater and stuff like that, so let's go ahead and get going. This image is roughly, I think, 4 by 4, and it's buffet style, so instead of individual images, they're just a lot of images all around in one. So, that being said, let's go ahead and try some of these areas. Now, I've been playing with these plates a bit, and I'm finding that I'm liking them more and more as I use them. At first, I was having a little bit of an issue with them, but that turned out to be mostly user error, and since then, I've been pretty darn happy. So let's see if I can get rid of as much glare as I possibly can so we can see this better. So this picked up nicely, as you can see. Alright, let's figure out where next to go. Now this area has words, and you can see that I got it some on the previous one. But right now I'm going to go for this area because it's a lot more filigreed type. Finer lines. And you can see that that picked up beautifully. And we still even have some of the words coming through on here. So you can see that this area is very bold, and there's no bald spots or patchy spots. And then you can see that these fine lines have picked up very nicely. Alright, let's try for this area in here. So you can see this picked up nicely. There's a little area that looks like maybe it didn't pick up super well, but I don't think that you'd see that on the nails because I've got this magnified a lot. And even I had a kind of a hard time seeing it, so let's try for the area that I call the jellyfish. It just reminds me of a jellyfish, so that's what I called it in the beginning, and forevermore it's going to be known as the jellyfish, I think. That turned out nicely. There's a little tiny error in here, but I think that that's reasonable. Reasonable enough. Something like that, if it even shows up on the nail, you can easily hide. I mean, just another tiny dot of color if you even notice it, like I said. Now this area in here is really kind of neat. It reminds me of leaves more than anything else. So let's try this and then one more set of images on this plate, and we will move to the next side of it. So see, that turned out beautifully. I've got to do a mani with this. I'll think of something and I'll do a tutorial using it. So I'm just going to go ahead and do this in here because this has one of the images that I used in my mani, so that I have on my fingers. So you probably recognize the flower. But it's nice, it has all these little swirls and little hearts and everything. Okay, here we go with site 2B. I'm going to start with this little lacy or swirly type area down in the corner. I think I've mentioned before, if I find a problem with the plate, it tends to be in the corners of the plate. And it looks like we're fine here. Okay, I'm going to go for the roses next. And of course, they happen to kind of be in another corner of the plate. And they picked up fine. It's a cute little butterfly that we have in there too. I have an idea for a mani using this section of the plate, so that is going to be my next area to demo for you. I think I've probably mentioned before that I have a thing for flowers and flourishes and whatnot, and this plate is not disappointing me. I really like that. I'm going to definitely have to do a tutorial featuring this particular image. Down here in the corner, we have a little bird cage. So I'd like to show you the bird cage. I'll put a little bit extra because I see this little bird up here in the corner as well. I'd like to see if I can get him in on the action. Now, it picked up kind of spotty this time. Let me go ahead and clean this area off just a little bit, and let's try it again. It turned out better. I didn't get my little bird up here in the corner, but this birdcage image, this is about the only image on the plate that I have problems with. Not sure exactly why, but I do. So, but, you know, when I play around with it, I find that I'm able to work it, so, you know, it's all good in the end. Let's take a look at this area, and then I'll give you my final thoughts. So here we've got stars and butterflies with kind of lacy type things. There's some areas in here that didn't quite pick up as well as I would like, but I won't bore you with trying to restamp it, but just know that when it comes to these real fine lines on this particular plate, and keep in mind that this is the plate that I received, and this is just my opinions, and your mileage may vary, but you know, I know I can probably go ahead and play with that image a little bit more. And, all right, so far I like these plates. Obviously I like this little image since I went ahead and used it on a tutorial, but I like this plate overall. All the images, the fine lines and everything seem to stamp beautifully. This side was still lovely. I did have a little bit of an issue with some of these lines in here, but I don't discount the fact that it could just be me. And I know that I have been able to stamp these images easier using Conad polish as opposed to something like this Sally Hansen. So I know that I can get good images. I just have to probably just use a different polish for the most part. Okay, I don't think I mentioned, but I did buy this with my own money. I did not receive this for review. And this review is really based on the plates that I received and my opinions. Your mileage may vary. Would I buy these plates again? Yes, I would. Again, I got them on Amazon, about $25 for all 8 plates, the 4 double-sided plates. And I do think that they're worth it. They, for the most part, have quite quality etching. There's a lot of variety on this, especially if you have wider or longer nails. This buffet style makes it easier to get images all over your entire nail as opposed to, you know, missing a part of it or whatever by using the smaller individual nail images. So I like it. I will definitely be using this plate. And I give it 2 thumbs up. And speaking of thumbs up, if you enjoyed this video, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up. I did this in a slightly shorter way this time compared to like my 1A version of this video, so if you like this better, give it a thumbs up or leave a comment down below. If you don't already subscribe to my YouTube channel, I hope that you'll do so, and until next time, this is Gail saying goodbye and saying happy stamping. Bye!